I'm gonna load it up on my phone again, and then make sure that all the audio and everything is good.
At you, Mr. Fantastic.
That's the old stream. Okay. Is the stream popping up for you, Evans?
It just said Ace Baba's live now.
Bet.
He is live.
Alright, I'm just trying to find it on my phone. It's not popping up on my phone. So I'm just gonna send it. It's showing me that your audio and everything.
I just went in on it and it says, and I heard exactly you asking me that question, so it should be working.
Okay, bet. The only thing that I am concerned about is seeing comments as of right now. There it is. Okay, it popped up. We good?
I should probably hop in there to look at comments as well.
You can, yeah. I'm still adding Beast right now to the channel, and then we're gonna go from there.
A little bit of conversation in here.
Absolutely. Get everybody involved.
That SummerSlam card, though, I'm loving it.
That SummerSlam card, I've seen so many people shit on it for absolutely no reason.
I have something I need to say about that SummerSlam card. People getting mad about everything with the Jelly Roll thing, I find it's absolutely stupid. Like, the Jelly Roll thing, it is a fun thing to do for people they didn't have a plan for at SummerSlam. They didn't have much of a plan for them to do anything else. Randy just lost King of the Ring. You have Drew, who's just coming back. You got Jelly Roll, which is fun in itself. The dude lost how many pounds to be able to wrestle that match? In itself, he put in the work. Might as well give him his flowers for what he did, because losing that much weight is not easy.
I agree 100%. It's not like we're throwing, let's just say, any type of random celebrity who didn't put in the work into a random match. Someone like Jelly Roll has put in the work, from reports, he has been pretty much sleeping at the Performance Center, so I think it's going to be solid. I mean, you put him in there with someone like Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul. And, I mean, even if Jelly Roll is sloppy, green, however you want to say it, I think it's going to be a good match for what it's set up to be.
I mean, yeah, but you also got to think the people who were fine when Logan had his first match. It was at SummerSlam. It was a tag team match with The Miz, was it not? It may have been a one-on-one match with The Miz, but his first match.
Yeah, his first one-on-one.
He came in and did that. That's about the same thing that Jelly Roll did, but quite honestly, it didn't come as natural to Jelly Roll. He came in and he put in the work more than even Logan did.
Right. Like, Logan had started out in that tag match at Mania, teaming with The Miz, taking on the Mysterios, got that big WrestleMania moment, and then he went on to SummerSlam with that 1v1, and then we really noticed in that one-on-one match with The Miz that Logan Paul can hang with some of the best in the business. Like, again, I mean, we can tie this all back to, whatever situation we want to tie it to. It doesn't matter what has happened in the past with Logan Paul. You can't deny how good he is in that ring.
It's crazy. Like, as someone who trains wrestling myself, I mean, him being able to just, like, step in that ring and not even... Basically, he stepped in that ring 6 months and was able to put on an insane match. Even the first match with the Mysterios, but then going and following it up with The Miz, who isn't the most technical, the most spotty type of wrestler, and put on what some would say one of the Miz's best in-ring matches is insane. Oh, we got Beast in here now too.
Ayo, Beast is here.
Adding to the conversation.
We gonna make this a whole discussion, and I'm here for it.
Discussion with Ace Baba.
Can we talk about the new DLC, by the way? I'm honestly intrigued by it.
I haven't had much time to look at it. I saw Penta got added in, Jordan Grace, KSI. I saw a report saying that El Grande Americano was going to take place for the first DLCs.
Yeah, dude, and that's not supposed to drop until, like, September or some shit like that.
The mask is in the island. Chad Gable's character is in the game, and it's not dropping till September.
Okay, bullshit, bro.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, Beast, is, like, it is absolutely insane. And, like, I understand that the devs do work hard. Like, whether people complain about the updates, yes, a lot of issues do happen with the updates. I know, especially with the Creation Suite, with how hard people work for cause throughout the year. But, like, we shouldn't be waiting until September for El Grande Americano.
I have found a lot of great cause for him. There's been a lot of great ones. I found one for Gable and Ludwig Kaiser. Both of those are great. But I think those two are just my guess for who he is.
What?
Gable and Kaiser are just my guess for who Grande Americano is. We still don't know who he is, to be honest.
Honestly, I don't think it's either.
Apparently, boys, Aleister Black was added into the game.
He was. I am currently dumping his ass with Cody Rhodes.
That is amazing. I just saw that. That ruined my universe mode that I've been doing because I've had to call Aleister Black as my champion.
Well, shit, there you go. Now you've got an in-game Aleister Black to put it on.
I mean, that's great. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that, but are we not going to talk about how 2K has been screwing over the community creations community?
Oh my god, bro. There's like a freaking glitch in the tattoos. Like, when I download something, like, for the cost for my universe, some of the tattoos just don't show at all, or the paint.
Yeah, I mean, we were about to run into that problem with NWE because, of course, a lot of people use tattoos. Then you'll download a character and it's just not going to be there. And it's just, it makes everything so tedious. Like, I was making an EC3 call, and I didn't feel like doing the tattoos, so I downloaded someone else's tattoos, the EC3 call that had all his tattoos, and I was going to just paste them over. I wasn't going to put it out there or anything. I was just going to put it in my universe, and I couldn't do it. So I was getting so irritated trying to recreate this thing for 4 hours, because tattoos are, you got to do a bunch of little parts for it, and it's so annoying.
Yeah.
That's one of the big things that one of the big reasons why we haven't had a NWE live stream in a little bit is because I haven't loaded this game up until the new DLC came out with the new patch fixing what they had broke.
Yeah.
But
it's just been, quite honestly, I think a lot of it is, quite frankly, the island. I think it's screwing a lot of stuff. I just think it wasn't needed. Like, for games like NBA 2K and stuff like that, I get having like the city and stuff where it's like gives you the option for more of an immersive thing. Like, oh, you're gonna walk around the city as an NBA player, but you don't see much in wrestling. Wrestlers walking around the city doing stuff like that. You see them mainly in the arena, walking to and from the arena.
Yeah.
Now, I think if instead of like a huge island, they made something like an arena mode where it was like walking around the arena stuff. Or like even for My Rise, if they added it into My Rise where it's like, oh, you can go do this stuff around the arena, it'd make a little bit more sense. But having an island it wasn't really needed. And locking a bunch of really cool stuff behind the island, it's just a money gouge. It's unfortunate, but that's how 2K rolls.
Oh, 100%. If the island, that and my team, fucking whatever you want to call it, my faction,
Yeah.
it's just a huge money grab, unfortunately.
Like, people are pissed that they can't get the Triple H from 1999 because they couldn't from the live events.
Yeah, I think
Or the
holding back.
phone.
I think holding back some of the stuff in the island is like you already hold back a lot of the stuff in DLCs. Like you know that half of these guys they've had scanning in the game for probably since the beginning. Like Jordan, Grace, all of them, they knew and they most likely had it, but they wanted to make money off it. Which I get some of the DLCs, like especially like if you want to put in like a Ray Phoenix or a Penta, they did come in halfway through the year, stuff like that. So it makes sort of sense. They came in later in the production, but there's some people like put in the game like WWE scripts their shows. Everyone knows, so they've scripted this stuff a year before, so they know when El Grande Americano is gonna debut. They know this stuff, so they know when they should put it in the game.
I agree with you. It's hard because like I mean even Aleister Black, like seeing Aleister Black back in the game, like they obviously had whatever model left over from the old 2K games and they were able to do that. But it also shows that when you get returns like Aleister Black, it's possible to do things like this throughout the year.
And I mean that's what they just have to do to keep it going, because I know after a couple like 2K20, people were calling for their heads. People wanted them gone, and I mean, granted, 2K in general is the money grab. Every single thing you do, but it makes kind of sense for NBA 2K where it's like, oh yeah, if you want to get points for your My Team player and play against other people, yeah, pay money for it. To have fun in the game and have your favorite wrestler and play as your favorite wrestlers who debuted before this game came out, you shouldn't have to pay $30 for it.
I agree with you.
100%.
I also don't think the Bloodline Edition and so on is really worth the money necessarily, especially I mean, I guess if you pre-order it and you get the game early, I guess it's kind of worth it buying the deluxe edition and
I mean, $130?
Yeah.
It was just, I chose to buy the Deadman edition because I'm like, I wanted it early, but like, dude, that much for the game? I think if you're gonna do something like that, if they really want to make money, to be honest, have the ability to buy just all the stuff from like the island, my faction, even like My Rise, all that stuff. If you're gonna hide it behind, have the ability for someone to pay money to unlock all that stuff. Because having to go through all that stuff to download someone's call for NWE is absolutely atrocious. I know me and you have been on the phone a couple times, going through that, doing the story or something like that, just so we can unlock a certain piece of clothing.
Oh, 100%. Going through fucking showcase mode was
something.
It was something. I mean like, it wasn't terrible, but I mean, like, incorporating... Like, if you take showcase mode from this year and you compare it to last year, I like this year's showcase more. I like the new engine with it and everything like that. I like that it's the in-game version of everything that happened in that historical moment. But adding the timed moments to it, like, dude, honestly, I had to play the Money in the Bank ladder match with Tamina like 4 times just to get all of the objectives.
Money in the Banks in general this year have gotten a lot harder to do as like a player. Like
I mean, it's when you get the hang of it.
I mean, yeah, you can get the hang of it, but like when I play Universe, I like to make the matches look good, and like so I don't want to just watch everyone be on the ground 5 seconds in and go up and grab that ladder. You can't really like make it look good anymore. Like I know in like former games, like at least 2K22, I was able to make like absolutely insane matches out of that stuff, even with like the ladder matches. Now it just feels more clunky to me. And that's just ladder matches. I think all around the game is better than the games we've gotten in former years.
The thing I am appreciating from it is that when you're like hanging with no ladder, you can still like try to get the briefcase.
Yeah, I do like that. But I do miss the OMG moments when you could like click on a certain character what type of OMG moments they can do, because I felt like that was it's such a cool part of the game where it was like, so you know when you're gonna break the ring, or you know when you're gonna suicide dive out, or like the special suicide dive. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah. Now most of the OMG moments for like a game like 2K14, they're just a simple move in the moveset.
Yeah.
Because I seen like the outside suplex or the apron DDT and like, bruh. It used to mean something.
Yeah, but I mean that's just wrestling in general now. A lot of stuff is just watered down. I mean, any moment. I don't know if you guys remember when EC3 was doing Control Your Narrative and everyone was having a fit because he banned the suicide dive, the super kick, and all of that, because it's some of the most the most overused moves in wrestling.
Oh, 100%.
It's super kicks used to mean something. Think of the psychology of it. You're getting kicked to the face. You should not be getting up from multiple kicks to the face. And not to hate on Jey Uso, but Jey Uso's super kicking someone 20 times a match. Like, in reality, those people should be knocked out by that.
Oh, 100%. Especially when you've got I get it when you've got like a Jey Uso versus a Gunther. They've done that 30 times in the past 6 months. When you've got like a David versus Goliath situation, I understand it. But at the same time, when you've got like a Jey Uso versus a Rey Mysterio, how many super kicks should it take to take down Rey Mysterio?
One at max.
I mean, I love Rey, but I remember I was watching one of the Raws when he was facing Julius Creed. I love him, but he needs to hang it up, man. If he can't have a decent match with Julius Creed, there's problem.
It's rough, and I think that was closer to when he got injured, right?
It was, but like, I feel like now it's just like, since I think he should have retired after him and his son lost the tag championships, because it just feels like it's diluting him as a person, him as a wrestler. It's just like what he used to be and what he is now. Of course, it's going to change with time as he's older, but it's more for the pop every time he comes out. It's more for the fans to hear the booyaka booyaka. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just after growing up on the Rey Mysterios, him being one of my favorite wrestlers, seeing him now and then back then, it's hard. It's hard to look at.
Right. Honestly, I feel like a really good send-off for Rey, it should have been him putting over Dom at Mania.
Yeah. I think, that really should have been it. I mean, I love Rey, but he should not have been getting wins over Dom. No matter what you think of Dom, he is the future of wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
He may be Rey's son, but he does embody Eddie perfectly. I think if he gets his body toned up and he could get to that size. Even Rey was pretty beefy. Like, the
Dude,
kids,
2010 Rey
plays it
Mysterio
for-
was a juggernaut.
even when he came back, I mean, it's mainly because of his old age and, like, you know, getting older, gaining the weight, but, like, he was looking jacked. He was looking big.
Right.
And it was nice, but, I mean, all love to Ray. I love he's, like, pioneer everything. He is one of our generation's favorite wrestlers.
He's up there in this generation. I mean, I say up there as if, like, fucking it's not Rey Mysterio. But, like, there's a handful of people for this generation, like the John Cenas, the Batistas, the Rey Mysterios. Like, those are the guys that are our heroes today. Like, the younger generation's heroes.
I mean, if I know for me growing up, it was like the Rays, the Jeff Hardys, like all of those were just big parts of it. They were like the smaller guys, even the CM Punk, the ones that weren't the best, but they were like your favorite.
Right. Like, for me personally, Ziggler, fucking 9-10 years, dude. Like, in my eyes, nobody topped Ziggler. When it came to selling, in-ring work, everything, like, Ziggler was that guy for me.
Ziggler is and will forever be amazing. I think, you know, it's unfortunate what happened in WWE, but I can't fully say that I think they, like, I see all these slideshows where everyone's like, they failed him. I mean, is it really failure when the dude's had 3 more world championship reigns than Razor Ramon, the legend that he is, has ever had? I mean,
right.
He's done a lot more than some Hall of Famers have.
Oh,
so
100%.
I wouldn't say, you know, they failed him. I would say, you know, didn't get to his full potential. But I think saying failed or like they dropped the ball with him is, you know, it's not true.
I don't think they dropped the ball for him. I was there for his last match, and I was quite disappointed because his last televised match was against JD McDonough, and that's when they did the injury angle, and he was released like 2 weeks later. Like, I feel like towards the end they dropped the ball a little bit, only because of his tenure value with the company. But as in, like, if you look at his entire career, the dude's like a 4-time Intercontinental Champion, 2-time United States Champion, 3-time World Champion, Mr. Money in the Bank, sole survivor at Survivor Series.
Not to forget, I mean, his last few years, he was NXT champion, tag team champion with the Dirty Dogs.
Yep.
Dirty Dogs. I miss the Dirty Dogs.
Dude, I miss Bobby Roode in general. Like,
sometimes I just go back and watch his TNA stuff because Bobby Roode was special.
What were you saying?
Also, the best. My fault.
I don't think Bobby Roode's ever gonna come back. I think he's just gonna stay in management.
Yeah, I think he had a neck injury that caused.
Bobby said himself that he's medically cleared.
Huh.
He just chooses to go the booking path, or.
I mean, I can respect that though, because like some people overstay their welcome. Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was in the throat.
Casually taking shots.
I mean, I love Jericho. I think Jericho is one of, if not the best in-ring wrestlers of all time in his prime. It's just after his AEW World title reign, he shouldn't have hung. I mean, I think it was great to give prestige to that title. It was perfect. But after that, it's just...
It was rough. It's been rough.
Overdone. I mean,
I mean, I guess we could say it's kind of like another Rey Mysterio situation where it's just kind of like, as nostalgic as it is, it's just like, what is the significance of it at this point?
I mean, that's really all wrestling's built on, though, is nostalgia. But you gotta know when to break the line between nostalgia and, bringing in money. Jericho's always gonna bring in money if he's on a card. But the way I think of it is like, think of how indie wrestling promotions run. You can make it to WWE. You can wrestle one match and get released for punching someone in the face. Forever, you can put WWE wrestler on your resume, and people will see on that poster WWE wrestler, and they will go to that show. I went to a show in New Jersey the other day, and the headliners were James Ellsworth, an former ECW TV champion, I think it was Jason Knight, and the place was packed because of those two people.
Right.
Like, so the nostalgia is always going to be there, but it with Jericho, it's breaking the line of kind of indie where it's like, oh, it's Chris Jericho, so people are going to come anyway.
Right.
At this point, he's just looking for a payday.
Yeah.
100%. It's like it's kind of like I mean, Goldberg got, I would say, like, I'm not the biggest Goldberg fan. Like, honestly, I'm just not a Goldberg fan. But I would say
Goldberg.
Don't piss me off, Evans.
Goldberg.
Okay. I don't like Goldberg, but when his theme song comes on, I can't help but sing Goldberg.
Right.
It is an amazing entrance and theme song. He's not a good wrestler. I had a dream the other day. I had a match with Goldberg. He injured me.
And he injured you.
And then I went to the back, and Bret Hart was there, and we had a conversation.
Bret Hart will tell you what's up about Goldberg.
He will. He'll give you the truth. And I mean, after I 100% believe Goldberg was supposed to beat Gunther before Seth got injured, because the way he's been talking afterwards,
it's been
which I'm
rough
happy.
The way that he's talking.
I'm not happy Seth got injured, but I'm happy that it didn't happen, because that shows you he didn't deserve it. If you're gonna be a whiny little 50-year-old bitch because you didn't get to win the title in your last match, that's you had a good career. He got to beat Kevin Owens and The Fiend in both in like under 10 seconds to win a title when he was like 50.
Yep.
Like, you got what you deserved. Edge came back for, 2-3 years, didn't even get to win a title once.
It's one of those things, too, where it's like, Goldberg got a good send-off. Like, the fact that he's bitching about the channel company, whatever channel they were on, I'm blanking on it right now.
I think it was like NBC.
Right, that they cut off his speech. The WWE went to their YouTube channel, posted the entire speech so that everybody could see it. They booked it in Atlanta, his hometown, for the world title against one of the biggest stars in the company today. Like, how else can you go out as a Hall of Famer? Like, what other Hall of Famers can look at you and say that they went out like that in their hometown? And don't tell me Trish Stratus, because she's been back like 5-6 times now to compete, and it has. I mean, she was back in Toronto with the whole teaming with Tiffany Stratton, but I mean, like, there's a select few that went out in the exact way that you would hope a Hall of Famer went out, and Goldberg did that.
Yeah, and sometimes people retire when they don't want to, like Bret Hart.
Correct.
So Goldberg should be like freaking grateful that he at least got a decent send off. I mean, the match wasn't that good.
Sorry guys, I had to go on mute for a second. I was looking at the Aleister Black entrance. Can someone explain to me why his character model, and I'm not trying to complain, why his character model is skinnier than Sami Zayn's.
Dude, like I was saying earlier, they definitely pulled it from like 2K.
It's definitely like
14, 2K16, whatever.
2K19.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for what's come to Aleister Black. Obviously, they're really high on him because they have him shooting with Damian Priest of all people right now, and you know how highly they feel of Damian.
Oh, 100%. I'm curious to see if we get that for SummerSlam.
I don't think so. I mean, it's 2 nights, though. It's 2 nights. I think that would be very nice to see. I think, you know, as a big Karrion Kross fan, it would be absolutely stupid to not even have Kross on that card. I think at least needs to be on the card because what the fans have been wanting from him and what they've been giving them is been crazy. They need to give him at least one thing because even in Saudi, he was getting the same amount of cheers as Sami Zayn, who, you know, is basically a hometown hero there.
Oh, 100%. And it's like, the thing is, too, is like I've come to the terms with Kross, like he doesn't need to win because his character doesn't really devolve. Holy shit, I'm stuttering.
He's very story driven. He's a very story driven character. He doesn't have to win. He doesn't have to have 5-star matches. He is there to build a story, and that's why I think he's the best when he's holding a title, because he gives the title a story. And that's the problem with some wrestlers, like, not to call him out, but Ricochet can't really tell a story. Yes, he's going to give you a 5-star match. You're going to love that match to no heavens because, oh my lord, is it going to be nice. But it's just going to have no story to it. It's just going to be really cool moves, and sometimes you do need really cool moves.
That's like, been like my complaint for AEW as well. Is like I'm a story-driven wrestling fan.
I think what irritates me about AEW is that it's a very spotty wrestling, and I mean, of course, there's always a place for that. It is not supposed to be a counter. I don't think it should be a rival of WWE, but it should be more of a counter of WWE. Like, yes, WWE has this very storytelling, a lot of this. You come to AEW, oh, we're gonna show you 5-star matches, and that's really what it is. But I think they're failing with trying to make it be a rivalry when it really shouldn't be.
Right.
But
yeah, if you do it for matches, it'll be way better.
I mean, yeah, of course. You go to AEW, you can see the best matches. It's just right now the atmosphere isn't the best as well at AEW. There's not a lot of fans going to those shows, which is unfortunate because when AEW was in its prime, it was at least how good the shows was beating WWE. WWE at that point only had Roman Reigns, and that was so good that it almost probably was beating out AEW and how good it was just from the bloodline. But you think about it, the whole show, AEW was going insane.
I would argue right now, like, okay, not even just like being a WWE fan all around, but I would say that TNA as of right now, if TNA keeps up the way that they are, and it's unfortunate that they are basing it around NXT guys. I mean, granted, that's how they are getting quite a bit of viewership right now. But if they keep up at the pace that they are, I would look at them as the second best promotion.
Oh, I mean, when TNA finds its groove and it's not hit by outside stuff, it's amazing. I think TNA is finding its own again, and I think WWE is helping it get back on its feet, basically. Because, quite frankly, when the Hogans and stuff started coming into TNA, it fizzled it out. He went in and started ruining what TNA was as a whole, and started trying to make it like WWE. When that was the beauty of TNA, is that it was different. You went to TNA, you got the Octagon ring, which I know a lot of the wrestlers didn't like because it didn't have a lot of give. But it was different to go see that. But
Right.
now it's just right now it feels like an extension of WWE, which isn't totally a bad thing. But I think once this whole like agreement comes to an end, I think they're gonna go back to finding their own. And although the ring may hurt, I think bringing that ring back may help a little bit, if not for just the nostalgia factor. Because I think the fans are gonna love it, and of course, the rest of us may not like it too much because I know a normal ring doesn't feel too good. So that ring, I want to see what a bump feels like on that because I know.
Dude, that's a rough bump.
Yeah.
Mhm. Especially if you like land on a pillar, like under the mat.
Oh yeah.
Dude, the fact that Janice is in a 2K video game, I fucking love it.
I'm not gonna lie though, my favorite DLC ad is this. I think it would have been a lot cooler if they could have done it last year or the year before, because he's been working with them for how many years now, producing stuff.
A while.
Because I mean, in general, that character was. I remember being a kid and watching that. That was beauty.
Dude, when I was a kid, I wasn't too high on Abyss, but in my teenage years, I recognized like how important he was to TNA and shit like that. Like I was always like superficial about shit when I was a kid because my dad used to wrestle, and if my dad said that they were green, I was like, oh, they're sloppy, type of deal. But a lot of my opinions as a kid came from my father's opinions. But looking back at it, I fucking love Abyss.
He was great. I mean, of course he's not a 5-star bout machine.
Right.
But again, he told a story. He was great at telling a story. I loved his. I don't remember what he called his like that thing.
Janice.
As Janice. Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
That's great to have. It was always great to see. I remember my dad used to send me into my room when he would come out with that, because he was like, if he hits someone, I don't want my son to see this.
Right. The work he did with Jeff Hardy in TNA is a masterpiece.
I miss Willow. Jeff Hardy, I will say, I quite honestly believe Jeff Hardy's TNA run is, as well as Kurt Angle, was better than his WWE run. And I hope all of those videos for both of them get sent out, because they both deserve it. How great, even Jeff did have his faults in TNA, as we could see with that Sting match, but they both had amazing bouts in there.
100%. And dude, speaking of Kurt Angle, you brought him up and it just jotted my mind. During a live event, I guess, there was a Kurt Angle versus Owen Hart match.
I want that match.
And he's been looking for the footage for it. And if the footage drops for that match, I will... Like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Like,
I'd watch it.
Oh, I mean, yeah. What I really want is just all of Angle's TNA stuff. It needs to be posted, because a lot of fans, like the casual fans, weren't able to see Prime Angle, which we're calling him Prime Angle now. He's not Perk Angle. We're respecting his wishes.
we're respecting his wishes.
Because, I mean, if anyone deserves it, it's him. He busted his ass. He won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
I didn't know that. I did know that he won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck, though.
What did I say?
Something, but he did win.
I think we just said the same thing. I think we just said the same thing.
I know, that was my intention.
I'm in the middle of trying to wrestle with Mr. Black in this game. All his combo moves are in like short range. So like I was struggling mentally.
But fucking A, dude. I hope they do find the footage of Owen versus Angle, because I would watch that 30 times in a row and I don't care.
I have a buddy who's like, we're all with my wrestling with like what people I train with, we're all in a group chat, and all he does is send like videos of stuff of moves he wants to do. So like I'll wake up in the morning to 20 videos. Like, you guys think I should do these? And so the other day he sent me what was the video, and it was it was like a top rope angle slam, and I'm like, brother, you can do it, but I'm not doing it with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, half the moves he sends are angles. I'm like, dude, I'm not taking that and surviving the next day.
It's gonna be a rough morning.
Oh, we were doing senton the other day, and we have this dummy because sentoning on the dummy is basically like sentoning on the floor, not on the mat. So we do it because once I start sentoning on someone, I'm gonna be less aggressive on it, because when I'm doing it on that dummy, it hurts like a bitch. But we did it. I did my first one, and my trainer goes, "Hey, you okay, man?" I went, "Yeah, doing great."
Doing great.
Had no breath in my lungs.
Shit, dude. I've been secretly training to get back into the ring.
What you have?
I have been busting my ass the last couple weeks, working out just about every day, cardio work, everything. As Evan knows, I'm quite the vapor, I guess we could say.
Dude, you know what I found out? Randy Orton's a vapor. I saw a video and he's puffing on the views while signing stuff for people.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, shit.
I hope you know, though, everyone I have met in the wrestling business, they all smoke weed.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
single person. I just, like, everyone's got their own, like, cart. They're sitting there puffing it. I'm the only one that's not doing it. Because I quit, like, a year ago, and I'm like, oh, I can't do it no more. But everyone's doing it, and I'm like, dear Lord. But I get why. It takes a toll on your body. I have to, like, after every I made sure that after every, like, wrestling show or, like, training I have, like, at least a little bit of a day off, because I'll wake up in the morning and everything will be yelling at me.
Right. But no, I've been working on quitting smoking. I don't smoke as much as I normally did, and I have been training my ass off because I do want to get back in the ring.
You know what my trainer told me when I was talking about quitting? He said, what else could you do? Because, I mean, dude, you do Zins, you could do nicotine patches, stuff like that. I mean, there's so much different things you can do that'll most likely work out for you. And I mean, Zins have been a lifesaver for me. They've been helping me get off of it.
Right.
Endorse me, Zins, please. Wait a second. I didn't realize I had this. Tiffany Stratton versus Drew McIntyre is a rivalry right now in my universe. I don't need to see Tiffany get Claymore.
That's a banger match, though.
I mean, for that. Also,
Claymore?
Also, I need to put this out there. More people need to watch NWA. I went to a show. I went to their Crockett Cup show, which hasn't even been posted yet. I'm pretty sure, because they're still like doing stuff with that. But it was they put in the work. They did all the videotaping for the Crockett Cup tournament that night, and the people who were in the final match ended up wrestling like 5 matches that night. 10 to 15-minute matches that night. And, like, I'm sitting there, like, these people, they put in the work, and I don't think I met a person that wasn't nice.
Right.
I'm gonna, besides one woman that was there, but she's from WWE, and I don't want to state who that was.
Right.
But, yeah, it was, like, NWA and just the quality of their wrestling, it's honestly insane. Like, I got to watch Rhino and Thomas Latimer wrestled. It was honestly the best match I've ever seen Rhino wrestle. It was absolutely insane to see. And this was, how old is Rhino now?
Rhino's up there now.
Yeah, I know you love Rhino yourself.
I fucking love Rhino. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
It was great. It was just like, I got to see Damien Sandow. I don't know what he's calling himself now. I don't remember. But quite honestly, it has made me become a huge fan of him, and I've watched a lot of interviews with him just to see how like his mind works. EC3 and his shtick and like who he is as a real person, he is absolutely fantastic. His whole thing during the Crockett Cup, like I was waiting every time he would come out of the curtain. I was waiting to hear his entrance, to see his entrance, to see him in the ring. Like, it was absolutely insane how entrapped that man had me that whole night. And this was like... No, finish, Bob. I apologize.
No, you're okay. You can go ahead.
I don't remember what I was saying. You know I have ADHD.
I'm sorry. I don't remember what I was saying either.
Okay, I'll keep going on a different tangent. No, but he is so, like, it's crazy. He's definitely egotistical, but he is so insanely smart, and he's like, even I watched his Chris Van Vliet interview. Like the way he talks about wrestling, he talks about his character and how like he moves through that stuff. It's so cool to see, and I love seeing that side of wrestling. That's why I like Karrion Kross so much. Is just seeing like how they think and how they get to things is just, and how like certain things click for them in their character in a ring, or like even in like just the wrestling world. It's so cool to see, and it's so nice to just learn that of how like, because you in wrestling you gotta be egotistical. You are not gonna meet a wrestler who, there's like very few that aren't full of themselves, but like the best ones are able to speak and tell you why they're full of themselves, and you can see exactly why they're full of themselves.
Right, like I would rather take someone that is less of a wrestler and can tell through promos and so on than someone that's just really good at wrestling.
And that's why I have a little bit of a problem with Will Ospreay. And I think Will Ospreay is one of the best in-ring wrestlers of all time. Do not get me wrong. He does stuff in that ring that I couldn't even dream of doing. But I feel like he falls flat in certain aspects. And even a little bit in the wrestling ring, he doesn't tell a story. He doesn't... You can go see a clip of Will Ospreay doing the most amazing move you ever seen, but if you're a watcher who watches every single week, you barely know how he got there. You barely know, oh, yeah, he hates this guy, so he's hitting him with 12 Styles Clashes and 12 Hidden Blades. Like, but, you know, it just irritates me a lot, and it's why I've backed off of AEW with that stuff, because I feel like it's kind of seeped through to everyone in AEW that, yes, you want to have amazing matches, but I feel like they go overboard. Really, really overboard.
I agree there. It's like, I don't know how, because like when I post things on Twitter, dude, everybody gets so butthurt, and I mean, I'm not talking about everyone, I guess, but like if you talk about
IWC,
dude, the IWC is annoying.
It's horrible. It's horrible, man. It is. I have to like log off Twitter. So ignorant some people are. Because I'm sorry, you don't have to be different and like some random Japanese wrestler from 30 years ago and say he's the best of all time. Because I saw someone the other day that stated, enough time has passed. Kenny Omega, all time, not even just in ring, is better than John Cena. And I was like, well, you gotta think about it. If you're bringing it up to everything as a wrestler, I think John Cena is better than Kenny Omega.
Right.
Because if you're going to bring up everything, you're going to bring up as a draw. You put John Cena's name on a card on an indie show tomorrow, that indie show is sold out, and most likely there's a line out of the door going 10 miles down.
Yep.
If you put Kenny Omega on that, yes, you're going to see some people who know wrestling and know in there, and know he's a great wrestler, but he's not going to get as much as Cena is. And I mean, I think if you could, and this is just, I'm sorry, but this is just like the Jordan versus LeBron debate to me, where it's like, if you put Cena in the same situation as Kenny Omega, I think Cena could be about as good in ring as Kenny Omega. If you take him out of whatever he's done in WWE, put him on the same path as Kenny Omega, I think he could have done it. But I don't think if you put Kenny Omega in John Cena's seat, he could have done exactly what he does. And I'm probably going to get so much hell for this. I'm not even looking at the comments because people are probably hating on me so bad. Because I'm not saying Kenny Omega isn't one of the greatest wrestlers to ever walk the face of the earth. Because, quite honestly, if Kenny Omega went into WWE tomorrow, I think I'd be running around my house. It's just that I don't think it's even fair to Cena to put Kenny in the same room as him.
I agree. Like, there's quite a few people that people try to tie into, like, oh, they're better than Cena. I don't think there's a goddamn person out there that's better than Cena all around. Like, you put anybody in the room with Cena, and God strike me down, I love Cody Rhodes. I did fucking entire video on giving him a custom action figure. But you put Cody Rhodes... Yeah.
Oh, wow. You want to make me some custom action figures?
I'll make you a custom action figure. Beast said that he...
Beast, are you okay?
He's heading to bed.
Aww.
I was freaking.
I was talking too long, didn't even let him get a word in. My fault, Beast.
Yeah. It's alright.
Well, Beast, we'll have to do this again. I'm gonna try to go live regularly. So...
Yeah, you better.
If you ever see us in the Discord and the NWE group chat, feel free to join and talk with us.
Alright.
Alright, Beast. I hope you have a good night, buddy.
Have a good night, Beast.
You too. See ya.
Hey, Bubba.
What's up, buddy?
How do you think Jimmy Hart's feeling right now?
Dude, I feel so bad for Jimmy Hart right now.
It's crazy, man. That was my first thought. I feel really bad for it, but that was my first thought.
Well, dude, did you see his tweet about Hogan last night?
I did not.
He had tweeted out last night, literally like maybe 6 hours before Hogan was, announced dead. He was like, Hogan's great, we just had a night out, like they had went out for dinner or some shit like that, saying that Hogan was great, and then like 6 hours later he was announced dead.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, dude. So
I don't think they keep Jimmy Hart in the loop. I love Jimmy, but I think Jimmy is not there mentally. No. After what happened at that first Netflix with him and that American flag, I don't think he's all there.
Dude, poor Jimmy Hart. Like,
I think they just do stuff with that man's body, and he's just not there cognizantly.
I'm ready for another Legends house, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like,
I mean, I was talking to my trainer the other day about Jimmy Hart. He was just worst manager ever, and I'm like, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of Jimmy Hart. He sucked, but he's so iconic.
Jimmy Hart is the love of the game. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay, and I need to bring up a topic, and I know we haven't even spoken on the match card yet. I need to bring up a topic, though. The WWE titles need to be brought up. I loved what they did with the tag team titles. The tag team titles look amazingly more prestigious. The main titles need to be changed. 100%. I do not think, and what sucks, and that's why, it's hard for me as a lover of wrestling, but also a lover of WWE. It doesn't feel prestigious anymore. The Universal title, it looks like a toy. If they don't have the gold matching with the inner gold and the outer gold, it's just, even the World Heavyweight Championship, at least, it gives you some prestige. I hate the WWE logo smacked in the middle of it. That's why my favorite title of all time, like a lot of people, is the Big Gold. It looks like a title. It looks like something you fight for. I'm sorry, but like, I look at the Undisputed Championship right now, and it doesn't look like something I'd fight for.
No.
It looks like I would rather go after the United States title. It looks more prestigious right now.
Right. Like,
and
I really do like the world title right now. Like, I don't feel like that necessarily needs to be changed, but the Undisputed title, dear Lord.
Yeah, and even the Intercontinental, it just doesn't look prestigious to me. I want a title that makes you think, that makes you, like, look at it and be like, wow. Like, as a kid, what was big for me was, it wasn't the most glamorous, but I think of the TNA title, it just looks prestigious, like the old TNA title, the one like Bubba Ray used to hold. That one, it felt prestigious, and it did have the TNA stuff in the middle, but it wasn't overbearing. And I feel like this WWE logo is very overbearing, and I feel like this WWE Championship, the way it is now, it's been this way for what? Almost 11 years.
It's been
no, it's 2012, like 13 years. It was changed by The Rock in like 2012, was it not?
It was. It was changed by The Rock in 2012.
And I mean, it's a nice title, but like.
And we've seen different variations
that's one thing
of it,
AEW
but it's been like, it's the same thing. Like.
That's one thing AEW does better. Their titles, even the TBS title, even the TNT title, it's so pretty, man.
They are.
All those titles are just beautiful. It's like you look at them and you're just like, that's something I want to fight for. Now, I think they do have too many titles now. I'm glad they unified those titles with Kenny and Kazuchika. Because that's what they did with them, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad they did that. Because it was getting a little bit overcrowded. I still don't think that AEW is ready to go to 3 shows. I don't even think 2 shows is what's needed right now. And I think, there should be some undersizing. I think they're with the amount of star power they have, they should be wiping the floor with WWE, to be honest.
100%.
Because you look at WWE, their main guys right now, they don't really give off that much star power. Like, I love Jacob Fatu. I love Braun Breaker. I love Roman Reigns. Like, the ones you think of the most are like Roman Reigns, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and how many more years do we have of them?
Not many.
Not many. I love Roman, but we may have, not even 1 full year of him left. We may have seen the last full year of Roman Reigns.
I agree with that. I feel like Roman, within these next, I don't even want to say 6 years because I don't think it'll last that long. He's gonna play a John Cena role. Like,
yeah, come back for that pop. He's gonna come back for that pop. We're gonna have a dominant champ. It's gonna be like what happened with Cena. There's gonna be another dominant champion. No one else for him to face. Roman Reigns is back, and then Roman Reigns can give that rub to whoever beats him. Because quite honestly, when Roman Reigns starts doing that, if Braun Breaker beats Roman at SummerSlam, which I think he should, he's gonna get somewhere. He's gonna be launched from around that mid-card field to that, oh my lord, this kid could win the world championship.
Right.
And Breaker's just...
Dude, Breaker's...
what he's doing right now is amazing.
His promo work does need a little bit of work.
But he's got Heyman. He's going to be the one to keep Heyman, and I firmly believe that.
Right. I don't think it's Bronson Reed that keeps him. I don't think it's Seth that keeps him. It's definitely
Bronson
gonna be Breaker.
Bronson can talk in the mic. I think Bronson's also a future World Heavyweight Champion. He's defining his body, and it's just every time he gets in that ring, he was able to put on amazing matches with Braun Strowman, and I love Braun, but he can't put on a good match.
Right.
And he was able to put on amazing matches with Braun Strowman. He put on one amazing match with Strowman after Strowman tore his, I think, groin 5 seconds in the match.
Yep. That entire program with Reed and Braun Strowman was fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. They've done Strowman versus Fatu, haven't they?
They did like a tag match or something like that, but it hasn't been one-on-one.
Oh, I thought they had a one.
Did you say Strowman or Roman?
Strowman.
Strowman, yeah, they had 3 matches one-on-one, I believe.
That's what I thought. I was thinking, I feel like, I don't know if they've had it yet, because quite honestly, for a little bit there, I stopped watching like a lot because of work, but
Right.
a Reed versus Fatu would be really good.
Dude, it would be very solid. And honestly, like, Fatu, like, if you want to go the next 3 guys that are going to run this company, if they play their cards right, you're looking at Bronson Reed, you're looking at Braun Breaker, you're looking at Jacob Fatu. Like, those are your guys where they're in their 30s. You've got Braun Breaker, who's in his 20s. Like, those are your next 3 stars that you're going to want to really build for the next 10 years.
I think the problem with Fatu for me right now, and I love how he is in ring, but I think he's hitting the peak too early.
He is.
Because a lot of what we see is wrestlers hit the peak too early and they're not able to change from what they are. Because I don't see I have yet, and you know, I could bite my tongue and I hope I do. I have yet to see Fatu show that he can be able to switch up not really just his character, not like change his whole shtick, but switch up like how he is. Like, even now, he hasn't changed from when he first started out. Even now as a face, he hasn't changed from when he came and helped Solo.
Right. Like,
you know, I hope to see that, but all those Bloodline guys are stuck in a little bit of a cycle. Besides, that's one thing I love about Jay, is Jay has came out of that cycle, and so hasn't Jimmy, but, you know, he's kind of getting brought back into that Bloodline stuff. But Tala Tonga, how about him?
I love Tama Tonga.
No, Tala Tonga, the big guy.
Tala Tonga.
Hikuleo. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't know
I'm still
too
pissed they
much
call him JC Mateo instead of Jeff Cobb. Like,
Yo.
I know, I get it, but just call him JC or something.
Right.
Or JC Cobb.
It's some of the names that WWE comes up with are fucking for the birds, dude.
Yeah, it gets a little bit irritating.
It definitely gets a little irritating.
Like, I'm still one name change that I am still livid on is the fact that they changed Braun Breaker from Rex Steiner to Braun Breaker, because their actual last name is Rex Steiner. I thought that was perfect.
Yep.
And they still talk about his dad, his uncle. They still talk about his family. Everyone knows he's his son. Then why not just have him keep the name?
Dude, I feel like I get that at first they wanted him to have his own path, but there's no escaping that Rex Steiner history.
Yeah, there's no escaping it. He made all his promos are like kind of like his uncle and his dad.
Right, like his in-ring work is a lot like his father's, and his mic work is a lot like Scott Steiner's.
One of my favorite backstage segments is Bubba Ray and Scott Steiner in the back talking about, I got this girl, she's whatever, and he's like, I get freaks 9 days a week, and he's like, there's only 7 days. Oh, you got on the bed, it was the most beautiful thing ever. And, like, you know, I think it has its place. I think, you know, the Scott Steiners of the wrestling world are needed. You don't need everyone to be good on the mic, quite honestly.
Right.
You don't need... everyone should be able to get on that mic and spit like John Cena. And, you know, it's going to come a time that people should. Some people who should be able to spit on the mic. Ricochet. Because Ricochet is smaller, I think he needs to be able to talk on the mic, and it angers me that he's been doing wrestling for so long and he can't even do any of it. Also, the most annoying gimmick to me is his laughing gimmick.
Oh, brother, Ricochet in general, it's great athlete. Don't get me wrong.
Watch out! He may come in this chat and he may just start blaming us. One thing he does have is a very hot one. I will give him that.
Samantha Irvin, it's quite unfortunate that they couldn't give her what she wanted, and that was a manager role.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, she's so talented. She could have been doing that for the next 40 years. That is a career she could have. She could have asked for wrestler money as an announcer, quite honestly.
Yep.
If I was her, I would have been like, give me the money or I'm going over to AEW. And you can't lose her to AEW, quite honestly. Because her announcing was so good, she made people's characters as an announcer. Chelsea Green's whole character works because of Samantha Irvin.
Right. Like when they had switched Chelsea Green to SmackDown and Samantha Irvin stayed on Raw as the announcer, her entrance, everything, it kind of faded. Honestly.
Yeah, it did. I mean, Chelsea Green is a woman I think deserves all of her flowers. And I think she's not given not given a lot of her flowers now because she is one of the better in-ring female wrestlers. We saw her work with Penta in Lucha Underground better than some WWE male wrestlers do in 10 years.
Right.
But I think she doesn't get the love she deserves because she's one of the women that's like, I like being a diva. I'm a diva.
Right. She's kind of she's in the right generation, but in the wrong at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean, also, I think her husband may have a little bit to do with it. I love Cardona. But I think Kevin Owens said it best. If you're happy outside of WWE, then why are you talking about WWE so much?
Exactly. Like, I would love to see Matt Cardona back in WWE.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%.
To call yourself the indie god, and this is no disrespect to Matt Cardona, love him. All around, love Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, whatever you want to call him.
I would mark out if I heard O Radio come on the speakers one more time.
Right.
Even if it's for a one-off Royal Rumble appearance. Oh my lord, it's one of my favorite theme songs of all time.
Right, but Kevin Owens did say it best, like you had said, was like, you call yourself the indie god, like, if you're so happy on the indies, talking about going back to WWE all the time, are you really that happy on the indies?
Very true. Also, thank you for bringing up Kevin Owens. I have something to say. It ties back to AEW and then all that stuff. I think what AEW should be more like is what a Sami Zayn and a Kevin Owens match is like. And, of course, you're not going to be able to get what that perfectness is. That is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens being booked in a match. You know that match is going to be 5 stars. But the way their matches flow, the way that they do what AEW does, but they tell a story while doing it.
Right.
And I think that's just what needs to be more encompassed in the AEW. And I think that's what they're trying to hold, but they can't quite get it.
Right. I will say AEW has done a lot better as of late.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
But they just...
It got bad for a little bit, though.
Oh, it got bad for a while.
And what I think kind of needs to happen is Tony Khan needs to step back. He's too hands-on without knowing the wrestling business at all.
Right. Like, honestly, I feel like Jericho would fit that role perfectly. Like, take him away from the wrestling role and let him just book.
I think that would be perfect, and I think that's what should happen. And, I don't think AEW is ever going to die unless there's, a mass people wanting it gone. But there's always going to be some people that want to see that. There's always going to be some people that get a hard-on for Jon Moxley bleeding and getting choked out outside of the ring. And good on them. Some people like deathmatch stuff. Some people like that stuff. And, that's why I think AEW stays afloat, is because there's always going to be a want for it. And, now we're seeing that want trickle down because what I think is it's shown every week. Moxley's bleeding every week. This stuff's happening every single week, so it's dying down. So fans can just, I don't want to go inside if I can just go into watch a show, if I can just watch it on HBO Max and see the same exact thing I saw last week. Why would I keep paying money to go to shows if I'm going to see the same exact thing at every single show?
Right. That's exactly what AEW is to me. Is it's the same thing every week.
Like I saw a match. It was, oh my lord, it was Orange Cassidy versus Hangman and Adam Page. And yes, I know how they book Orange Cassidy as one of their top guys, but I'm sorry, Hangman and Adam Page, psychology-wise, should not have to give Orange Cassidy 7 buckshot lariats to pin him.
No.
That match, it was on a random AEW Dynamite. That match should have been 10 minutes at most. It's not really a story match. You can get some stuff in. You can get Orange Cassidy stuff in there. Get his cool little stuff. Because I mean, people pop for the Orange Cassidy stuff. There's no doubt about that. But it shouldn't be finisher fest on a random AEW Dynamite. It shouldn't be what you get on a pay-per-view. And that's it's really what AEW is missing. You get the stuff on a pay-per-view on a random AEW Dynamite. You know, once in a while, I get you want people to stay invested in AEW. You want people to get the stuff. But that's what WWE has entirely right, where it's like you're not going to get a 5-star show on Raw every week. But when you do, oh my lord, you see Raw this week? These two people had an amazing match.
Right, and it can be the littlest thing, dude, with WWE, and people are talking about it for weeks. Like, I go on Twitter every Wednesday, I check to see what the hell is going on Dynamite, and I don't know if it's just because of my For You page or whatever, but I don't see a lot of people talking about Dynamite. I don't see a lot of people talking about Collision. I don't see people talking about AEW in general.
They don't talk about the show, they talk about spots with AEW. And that's how Tony Khan's built it. He's built it so the shows, the matches get clicks. They get the Twitter likes. They get this. Did you see the Young Bucks in Swerve and whatever? They did the 2 super kicks into the Canadian Destroyers and stuff. That was a really cool spot. Now, I don't believe it was a good storytelling spot, but it was a really cool spot. But it got a bunch of clicks. Everyone's talking about it. Even hate it or like it, you're talking about it.
Right.
But unfortunately, it's all it really is. Like, you don't talk about the show as a whole. And I mean, you used to with AEW. Back when AEW was at its prime, oh my lord, I was hyped about it. I was watching, I was talking to my dad about it every single day. But now it's just like, oh. Also, have you seen, dude, this Penta? This Penta is nice. I didn't think it was gonna be the best, but like this DLC Penta is. Oh.
Dude, it is the greatest, one of the greatest models that I've seen in a 2K game. I did a little bit of gameplay
and the moveset, dude, perfect.
Right, I had just done at the beginning of the stream a little gameplay with him, and it is buttery smooth with Penta in the game.
Yeah, I have him in a match that I think would absolutely slap in real life, and I love that he's getting his flowers, and it's because of Sheamus. Rusev. I love Rusev, and I will love Rusev forever. I think he is one of the best, bigger guys in the ring, and I don't think he gets enough love because his first match with Sheamus was amazing, dude. That first match on that Raw, even last Raw's match was good. It's just, I think, quite honestly, I think they need to get Lana back. And, they're back together. They're getting back together, so we need to make it happen. She doesn't need to be a wrestler. She's a manager. She needs to be a valet, and I think it would be perfect.
Right.
Because quite honestly, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of the Bulgarian Brute.
That was one of the driving points for Rusev for a while, was the fact that he didn't have to speak.
Oh no, dude, I don't think he like spoke the entire rivalry with Cena, and quite honestly, and I think people need to think this more. Top 3 John Cena rivalry of all time, and people can argue with a wall with me because I rewatched that whole rivalry. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
From the strap match to what I think he should have won, though. That's the one reason that it's iffy. Like, no, that's the one reason why I go a little iffy on it, because he should have beat him. He
Right.
should have beat Cena at WrestleMania. He was hot. And even with Rusev Day, didn't they ruin it with Lana being made out with Bobby Lashley?
They did, yes.
That was so stupid.
And then they did dude, I swear to God, it's just a fucking fever dream, honestly. They ended up tying Liv Morgan into it and shit like that.
Liv Morgan being Lana's like gay lover.
Yeah, where she came.
Don't hate on the gay lover. No, they'll hate on them being lesbians, but it's just like there was no reason for it.
There was no reason for it.
But honestly, if I can say this on your channel, it was the recreation of a porn. That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
It was something that would have worked in old WWE, but at that time during the PG area, it just unneeded.
It was not needed at all. And honestly, like, I am glad that Liv Morgan recovered from that. Same with Rusev.
I don't know how Liv recovered from that, but it was
rough. It was rough. But I am gonna tie us back to SummerSlam now.
Yes, sir.
So,
I have it all pulled up on my phone.
We're gonna dive into this deep before we talk about mid-card matches and so on. Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
I love it. That Cody Rhodes splash to the table. People are hating on it. I thought it was great. Holding the contract in his hand, splashing. It was so great. I think Cody started heel.
I think Cody Rhodes has already turned heel, to be honest with you. That moment during the contract signing, when you can see it in Cody Rhodes' face, and you can see it in Cena's. I feel that, especially, maybe I'm just thinking too far into it, but with Triple H booking, I feel like I'm not thinking too far into it. There was some facial expression changes between Cena and Cody, and it gave off that little teaser of Cena turning face and Cody turning heel.
I think Cena is 1000% turning face, and that is because I saw something that night 2 of SummerSlam will be the exact halfway point of Cena's retirement tour. So he will have spent 50% of it face, and 50% of it heel, and the other 50 will be him as a face. But also, what I think is happening, and what I would, at least if I was booking, what I would have happen, is see how The Rock everyone's mad. The Rock has been in it. The Rock ruined it. I don't think Cena hasn't been The Rock's aim from the start. His aim from the start was Cody. I think Cena was The Rock showing Cody what Cody could have.
Right.
I think Cena is just a puppet in the ploy, and I think Cena's last match either should be against Cody or against The Rock, and I think that's what it's leading up to. And I think it would be absolutely beautiful if Cena's last match with The Rock. It ain't gonna be the prettiest match, of course. They're both on the older end. It doesn't have to be a long match, but I think that should be his last match because it is the biggest rivalry of Cena's career.
100%. Now, hear me out. This is a thought process that I've had for about a week or so. What if, let's say we're all looking at Cody Rhodes right now and we're like, it's do or die, like he's turning heel soon, like this big baby face Cody Rhodes, he's gonna be a bad guy now. They want us to think that at this point. Right. Like, it's not like something that they're beating around the bush with. It's inevitable at this point. Do you think the street fight that it is now, Falls Count Anywhere, whatever rules they're going with Cena and Cody, we can see shades of a heel Cody in that match with using weapons, hitting Cena with the title, so on. Cody Rhodes can pull that trigger with it being in the guidelines of a Falls Count Anywhere, whatever. Cody Rhodes can take on that heel character, Cena turning face, treating it like Cody Rhodes did in fact eventually sell his soul to The Rock, but SummerSlam goes off the air with Cody Rhodes saying "fuck you" to Dwayne and ending with a crossroads, with Cody Rhodes not really turning heel. Do you think that could be a possibility?
So, quite honestly, I don't really think I see that as a possibility. I see it more as this is going to end up being the mental fight between The Rock and Cody. I think what's going to end up happening is I think they're probably leading up to The Rock versus Cody at WrestleMania next year. Because, they're doing it back in Vegas. I think which not saying this year's WrestleMania was bad, but I think they're trying to right the wrong that was last year's WrestleMania. Because last year's WrestleMania did fall flat. You had the great triple threat, but it fell very flat. And I think Cody Rhodes versus The Rock, the biggest you can probably get. And I think what's going to end up happening is I think Cody's going to work with The Rock for a little bit, but we're going to see that tension. Because heel Cody is a solo man. Heel Cody is a arrogant bastard, but he's also a mental manipulating bastard. You saw, even with the Kenny Omega stuff, just the mental of him opening the ropes for Kenny to walk out and then hitting him with the best crossroads ever.
Right.
Like, he's very mental, and I think they're going to play on that. And The Rock, even with Cody Rhodes, back when it was Roman Reigns versus Cody, he was very mental with Cody. He broke him down mentally. He went after him psychologically, and I think that's what they're going to play on, and that's really what the Bloodline and all that did right, and why it was so popular is because it was, like the people like to say, cinema, and they want to recapture that. And I think that's what they're going to do. And, most likely we're both wrong, and The Rock's not even going to play a part, and Cody Rhodes is going to win, become the babyface everyone loves, and they're going to keep pushing that down our throats. Because, but, as everyone wants to see, is Cody Rhodes turn heel. I think it's enough times past that we have some baby faces building up. Hell, right now Austin Theory can get built up as a huge baby face. He's getting cheers, like, to no end on main event. Like, on all the matches I see with him in main event, they're cheering for Theory. They could build him up if they wanted to. You got Jacob Fatu, you could build up as a face. Kenta is one of, if not the biggest face in wrestling right now. So, that's the only reason they weren't, I think, pulling the trigger on Cody before, is because first of all, the fans weren't turning on him, and second of all, they didn't have anyone to take that void of the main babyface. But I think now they do, even with Cena probably turning face back for that last half of the year.
Right. Do you think... Okay, so tying it... I feel like... Okay, Cody getting back the title is inevitable.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Cody is the guy that's going to take it off of Cena if Cena does not retire with that title.
Yep.
I do still think it's a possibility that Cena retires with the title. Like, I'm not going to rule that out.
So, I think if that's the possibility, I think there's 3 ways this can really end. The first way being the one no one wants, where Cody's still the face, beats Cena. Oh, yay, Cody, I won. I did it for my dad. I won it 2 times. And that's the one no one really wants. Second one is Cody beating John, joining up with The Rock, and all what I said with all that transpiring. And third is most likely Cody losing at SummerSlam, and then realizing I have no options left, I'm selling my soul.
Right.
So I think those are the three main ones that could happen. Just in my opinion. I mean, it just makes the most sense for Cody to turn heel right now.
Right.
Cody as a heel is money. And there's no doubt about it. And especially now, Cody as a heel, even back when he was dashing Cody Rhodes and stuff, was money. Now that he's on a bigger stage, everyone knows him. This will be more hurtful for the kids than Cena turning heel.
Oh, 100%.
Because Cena turning heel was for us. Cena turning heel was for the fans. For the old fans that stuck through him and wanted him to turn heel and wanted to do that stuff. This would be to break the soul of the children. Break the souls of the kids that love him. And it would give Cena the opportunity to do his Make-A-Wish stuff in the last 6 months. Do what he knows he does best, and I think this will rejuvenate the face Cena, if it does happen. Just being able to see a face Cena that comes out and everyone's cheering him, you're getting no boos, it's just, it'll be beautiful.
I agree with you. I am going to have you give me your final prediction for Cena and Cody at SummerSlam.
My final prediction is that Cody Rhodes sells a soul to The Rock and beats Cena.
And beats Cena? I'm gonna stay bold. I have this weird gut feeling. I think I feel like if Cody and Cena main event SummerSlam, night 2 main event, I have a gut feeling, and I typically stick with my gut. I think Cena retains. I want to say that is like the final straw for Cody, is like that's what really pushes him over to sell his soul to Dwayne.
Be totally honest, okay? The championship that Travis Scott holds is actually a Money in the Bank contract, and he's cashing in on both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I want to say like the easiest option is Cody Rhodes winning the Undisputed title. Like, I would say it's a 90-10. My gut has this weird feeling Cena retains.
Okay, can I pick the next match we talk about?
Absolutely.
And I don't think we need to talk about this one very long, but I have something I need to state about it. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. I think, quite frankly, that match is going to surprise a lot of people. Because those are two athletic freaks of nature. Both of them are the future of women's wrestling in WWE. Those two are going to be at the top of the mountain for a good bit. And, but quite honestly, I don't think it's time to pull the trigger on Jade.
I do not think it's time either.
And I'm going to give you my final prediction now is I think Tiffany Stratton retains. And because I think Jade Cargill needs to go and run amok in the mid-card. She needs to do what she did with the TBS Championship and hold that thing for a year, maybe a little bit more, and show that she deserves it. Because Jade has been handed everything since coming in. She was put in with Bianca Belair, the top women's wrestlers in the company. She was put with the now World Heavyweight Champion Naomi, who is going to retain against two of their other top girls, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. But, she's been given everything. I just don't feel as like right now she deserves it. And Tiffany's put in a lot of work. Tiffany's basically
at the tippy top of the mountain now.
She's basically had to totally change her character from what she was in NXT to get up to where she is. Because the Buff Barbie was a perfect gimmick for her. And they made her kind of switch it up from what she was. She was Daddy's little rich girl, and now it's Tiffy time. And it worked. It worked out for her, but she's busting her ass to get here. And don't get me wrong, I love Jade Cargill. I think Jade Cargill holds the keys. She's just got to put it in the lock.
I agree. I do have Tiffany Stratton walking away. with the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't think right now. I think, like you had said, Jade's great. Like, I still think that she's a bit green. Like,
Yeah, and I mean,
if we're nitpicking.
Unfortunately, though, I hate to say it, I feel like it's kind of a Goldberg situation for her, that they can right the wrong that it was. AEW, it needs to get a developmental. They need to do a They need something.
Right.
Because Jade Cargill, if she was able to start out in NXT back when she started instead of AEW, I think she would already be the best women's wrestler in the world.
100%.
Because that woman is strong, dude.
Dude,
that
she's
woman
got
is
the look.
athletic.
She's got the entrance. She's shown potential with her in-ring work. She's shown improvements all around, and I think she has that it factor. She's just missing. She's missing something.
She should have gone to NXT first, but I think WWE. It was the first. It was one of the. It was the second big AEW signing, and they wanted to get her up there.
Yep.
And you don't want to put her down now. I don't think they should. I just think keep her with the mid card, have her work some meaningful television matches, because Jade Cargill doesn't wrestle a lot of matches on television.
Right.
You need to get her some meaningful mid card matches. Put her up against the Chelsea Greens. Put her up against the Charlotte Flair. Give her those matches that make her better.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's about all I gotta say. I think Tiffany wins. Maybe off of a maybe off of a Bianca help, because Bianca still a little bit irritated at Jade, maybe because of that. Right. But I think most likely a clean Tiffy win, because I think she deserves it. I think she deserves to hold that title until WrestleMania next year, which she could probably inevitably. I think they could keep this going and, inevitably lose to Jade at WrestleMania next year. Have Jade win the Royal Rumble and, come back stronger. And, Triple H loves his long book.
Right. See, like, my idea of it is, like, if Jade is going to win, whether it's the World Heavyweight Championship or the SmackDown Women's Championship, I feel like it needs to come off of Bianca Belair.
Yeah,
like,
I think
the long-term storytelling with Jade and Bianca, whether you have Jade winning the Rumble like you said, Bianca can defeat Tiffany Stratton for it at the Rumble, at Elimination Chamber, whatever you want to do. I think a big marquee for next year's WrestleMania card should be Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair.
I mean, not even. I think there needs to be a lot more triple threats and fatal four-ways in these scenarios. Tiffy, Bianca, and Jade in the main event of night one of WrestleMania would feed fans. Yeah, I think it would be absolutely beautiful to see, because those are three athletic specimens, three amazing wrestlers, and I think Jade by next year could get there. And I just think wrestling with Bianca, first when they put her with tag with Bianca, was perfect to learn from someone who is kind of the same body as Jade, same strength as Jade. I think just having those three together and solidifying them as three pillars of the new era of wrestling would be just icing on the cake for this, what they call it, the Renaissance.
Yeah, the Renaissance era, I think, is what we're in right now.
I think it'd be perfect, and I think they fit the bill for what the Renaissance era is for women's wrestling.
100%. So, final predictions, we're both going with Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy time.
I'm picking the next match, too. I'm on a roll.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. Let's see this. I'm going to pick Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. The best build-up to SummerSlam, and I stand on it. Has the best build-up. AJ has been perfect. That has been amazing. It's what I've been tuning in to see every week. I hope you get cleared today. It was perfect. It is amazing. I love to see it, and I think AJ should win that. Mainly because AJ is a face, and I think AJ should hold it for a little bit and then lose that title to Karrion Kross. But that's another discussion. But I do believe AJ should beat Dominic. I think Dominic had his time with a title, but I think they're trying to cool off Dominic for a little bit because they don't have much planned. That being said, I think he needs to start. If he does lose, I think it needs to be an interference on Finn, and I think he needs to start the rivalry with Finn versus Dom, because I think that's what will boost Dom to the top. And unfortunately, Finn Balor is going to have to take another pin because Dom should not be losing to Finn. Dom is. I've seen reports that he's seen as one of the top guys and one of the future top guys, and like they need to pull the trigger on him. He is Eddie Guerrero's son. Only way to put it. He has got the charisma. He's got the talking in the mic. He has fought through hell and back in promos. You know how hard it is to be just green starting out in wrestling and getting booed so loud the camera shakes and you can't even get a word off?
Dude, that arena rumbles for Dominic, whether you love or hate him.
Yeah, it's great. And I think it's just... But he just doesn't need to win this, I don't think. And, you know, most likely he does. But I do think it's now or never with Cross, and I think AJ should win it off him, and then Cross should beat AJ, because, you know, Cross and AJ do have that
They have that history.
Together. They have that history, and I think it'd be cool to wrap all that in. And I think Cross does deserve a little bit of a title run. And like his shirt says, he's been a good soldier. So, you know, the good soldier deserves to be rewarded.
I think a safe bet for me would be Dominic retaining. I think that's the safest bet that you could take. Let's just say you could put money on wrestling.
I think you can.
Can you now?
Yeah, I thought of it on DraftKings or something.
Oh, shit. If I was to put money on it, I would bet Dominic. Just because Dominic has had that hot streak, I think that maybe if we're doing this Finn and Dominic thing right now, it's going to be for the Intercontinental title. I don't think it's out of the realm. AJ Styles has done absolutely great things these past couple weeks, especially. I know Dominic, whether he was injured or not injured, whatever, he needed time away, whatever. He has taken it. The dude is the Johnny Sins of the WWE right now. Like, he was a janitor, he was a doctor, he was whatever you want to call him at this point. And he's kept it very fun and interesting. I think it's a possibility that AJ wins it, but I also think that AJ would be a good milestone for Dominic's Intercontinental title reign. Dominic outside of... I mean, who has he defended it against? Penta, right? He defended it against Penta.
I mean, that's a big win.
But like, it's a big win.
I think for Dominic to get to the point where he needs to be, is he needs to be away from the Judgment Day, and I think the only way to be away from the Judgment Day is to lose that title. Because as long as he's with the Judgment Day, he shouldn't be losing it. Because you got Roxanne, Finn, JD, all of them are on his side right now, at least acting like they're on his side right now. So I do think Finn interfering is most likely what's going to happen, or what should happen, because I think Dominic needs to be away from the Judgment Day.
Right.
Or because, you know, Liv's going to be out for like a year. You can't drag this on any longer. You can't drag on Finn turning on him any longer. They dragged out a lot of the Judgment Day stuff, and quite honestly, the Judgment Day is the second greatest faction of the last 5 years.
100%.
But it's just, a lot of the stuff has been dragged out, and Triple H likes to drag out stuff. You can't drag out the Judgment Day for another year. Once they changed that theme, it was over. And it should have been over. And what I think is going to probably happen is, like I said, Finn turning on him, causing him to win. Then we get Dom, who's most likely going to be quote-unquote babyface. He's not really going to be babyface. He's going to be Eddie Guerrero face. And then Eddie Guerrero face is a lie, cheating, and stealing, but everyone loves you. And that's what's going to happen, and I think that's going to boost him even more. I think he would get more pop from losing than he would winning. Because he doesn't have to lose the title clean. He's losing it because of Finn. Then he gets to go against Finn and get a win against Finn. And then that's a former Universal Champion he just beat. So it's like it boosts him more. And I think, of course Dom can win the title back, and I think he probably will. I think if, like what I said, Karrion Kross wins, I think 7 months down the line we do see Dominic Mysterio win that title back because he deserves to have gold on him. But we also got to put into consideration that draft is coming up.
Right.
So he could get sent over to SmackDown and then go after the United States title right away and win that. So there's various possibilities of that, but I just think he gets boosted even more by losing because of Finn.
Right. I think if they're going to pull that trigger right now, SummerSlam is where it needs to happen.
Yeah.
I just
think all the biggest things happen with Judgment Day at SummerSlam too.
Right. I just think it's a lot going on right now as for turns.
I mean, yeah, but Judgment Day is always full of twists and turns. So it's like it's just how the shows work. Like sometimes you look at a show and every single title changed hands. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get shows where nothing happens. And I think SummerSlam, now that it's 2 nights, it's going to be like WrestleMania. They're trying to make it like WrestleMania where it's a spectacle. It's big things happen here. Right. And that's how always the big three have been. So that's why I think all the turns will probably happen.
Right.
Like, it's not going to overshadow John Cena and Cody. It's going to, quite honestly, it's probably going to be a mid-card match, which is a mid-card title, and it's going to be a cool thing to see. Us fans who watch every week are going to think about it, but the fans who don't are just going to be like, okay, this happened. Oh, now John Cena, Cody Rhodes. So it's not going to make anything else on the card minute if it's another turn.
Right. So, final prediction.
Like I said, AJ Styles wins that title, and Finn Balor helps him win it because he screws Dom. Also, you got the background of finning AJ.
Okay.
Because Finn not turn on AJ and join the Judgment Day?
Yep.
And as he's leaving the Judgment Day, he turns on the Judgment Day to help AJ. Cool little circle.
Absolutely. I agree with you there. I do. I'm gonna go. It's a tough one for me, honestly.
Just make it not tough.
Not tough. I'm gonna stick with my guns of Dominic retaining. I think this could be one of those matches that people really love and then they get really disappointed and it could end by DQ. I think there's a lot of possibilities with this matchup, and I feel like my safest bet would be Dominic retaining.
I respect that. Also, we're going to the next one that I would not like to talk too much about long because we talked about this at the start. Randy Orton, Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll are winning. It's a celebrity match. It's the feel good. It's the feel good of the show, and I think that's going to be booked on the same one as Cody Rhodes and John Cena because I do think Cody Rhodes is turning heel, and I think it's to end on a sour note. So they want a good thing to happen in the show to think about.
Absolutely.
So I think Randy Orton and Jelly Roll are winning for that match. Your prediction?
Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, 100%. I don't think Drew or Logan have a
No.
fucking flying chance.
Logan's taking the pin. Logan's taking the pin. I think what I think's gonna happen is I think Orton's Drew's only gonna get beat up by Orton, and Orton's gonna punish the most, get everything done. Choke slam by Jelly Roll, RKO by Randy Orton to McIntyre. Jelly Roll choke slams Logan Paul, 1, 2, 3, it's over.
Done.
But the next one I really want to talk about because I have been so excited about this because I used to be very low on this woman. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria.
I got Lyra.
I love this match. I do have Lyra. But how they have built her and made her, when she first won the Intercontinental Championship, I was iffy. It was just she was a bird. She didn't talk on the mic much. And since it's the one woman's rivalry I've not been able to keep my eyes on. It has been so good and has been rooted in so much backstory, and it has boosted Lyra to the moon. And that's why I can't listen to this Becky Hogan thing. I think it was better that Becky beat her, because now when Lyra wins it back, it's going to be so much more sweeter.
Absolutely. I don't think it's weird. They've been playing into this Bayley. She's kind of like back to the hugger bit on Raw, teaming with Lyra for the tag titles. I think there's a possibility that Bayley gets involved. But again, maybe I'm just overthinking it. I do see Lyra walking away with the title no matter what.
I think Bayley's just been getting too involved lately, and I don't think they're going to have her get involved in this one. I think most likely what's going to happen is then Lyra holds the title for a couple months, then loses it to Bayley. And it just gives that title so much prestige by doing that, though. So, I'm not really mad. Lyra had, she had a pretty long first reign, then has that second reign.
Yeah.
It's just probably going to be...
I think Survivor Series is a good spot for Bayley to take it off of Lyra. It gives Lyra, the rest of the summer, leading into the fall time. Bayley can turn heel, you can turn Lyra heel, whatever you want to do, or you just have two baby faces go at it, and Bayley knocks off Lyra because Bayley's been on this huge losing streak.
And then hugs her at the end, and it's a feel-good moment.
Right. I feel like we're both on the same page here, and we don't really need to talk too much about it. I think
no.
Becky Lyra can go down as one of the two nights matches of the night.
Yeah.
And then I do have Lyra walking away with the IC title.
I do as well. And then because I want this last one to be the last one. This one I want to talk about is Naomi, Io, and Rhea. I just want to state how high they must be on Naomi. Put her in that match. Everyone was all, they're putting Rhea in another match. And do you realize that Naomi is going to beat two of what I would say the top two women in the company right now? And she's going to beat them. Naomi's work has been amazing. And that whole match, I think, is going to be match of the night. And I think that's it. Of course, Naomi, my prediction is Naomi's walking away with the title. And it gives her the moment. It gives her the push. It shows how much faith they have in Naomi to have her win that. Because Rhea's not winning it back. If Rhea does win it back, I think it'll be absolutely stupid of them. I think Rhea needs to reinvent herself without a title, show that she can be Rhea Bloody Ripley without a title. Because right now, she's not Rhea Bloody Ripley without a title. She's just the same thing over and over again. I want that title because I'm Rhea Bloody Ripley, yada yada. She needs more dimensions before she holds the title again.
Right. I agree with you. I think Rhea takes the pin. I don't really see Io getting pinned here. She got pinned.
I apologize. But we have a man in our midst by the name of AD Kong.
AD Kong's here?
AD Kong is in the chat, muted. I would like to hear what AD Kong's thoughts are about Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky, if he would unmute himself.
I would love to hear what AD's got to say about Rhea Io.
He's still muted right now. He opened up his camera and did not unmute himself.
I'm here.
Let's go, everyone. The infamous AD Kong is in the chat. What are your thoughts on this match?
Hello. I don't know. I saw the cast in with Naomi, and I have to say it was very very much of a moment to watch that
It
happen.
was a beautiful moment. It was so well deserved by her. She played that character with the Money in the Bank perfect, and I love that moment. It made Women's Evolution the best pay-per-view of the year for me.
It really was. Honestly, all around Evolution was a
It
really great
was
pay-per-view.
it needs to happen again. I do believe it needs to happen again. But one thing I don't want to do it too much. I don't want them to do it too much of because I feel like it dilutes it. I feel like it dilutes it. Like, oh, look at these women. These women are so great. They deserve their own show. Look at this. Look at this. I think it does dilute a little bit. But I think it should be once every 2 years and add like a tournament into there. And I think it would be very cool. Make it more of a spectacle. Like, oh, Women's Evolution is back on for the first time in 2 years. Stuff like that. I don't think it should be a yearly thing, but every 2 years would make it really, really special.
I honestly personally believe that it should be a yearly thing, only because, I mean, think about it. The last time we had an evolution for the women was like 7, 8 years ago. So I mean,
That is
like,
true.
I don't want to have to wait years for them to have another evolution. It would just
All
kind of
right.
be pointless at that point.
I have a proposition that I just thought of. What if instead of, sending the women over to Saudi to wear bodysuits while Saudi is happening that same weekend they do Women's Evolution on that Sunday. So we can have, of course the men go over to Saudi and the women can stay over here and do evolutions and show who they really are in the stuff that they deserve to wear out there, the attire that they work so hard on and not have to cover anything up because they're over in Saudi. I think that would be perfect kind of to work that out for them because I think it's absolutely stupid that they have to wear bodysuits in Saudi.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to defend Saudi, but I can understand why, because obviously in the Middle East, the women do cover up. Because
Oh yeah,
if you look at any like female artist that goes over to Saudi Arabia, they want to be respectful and obviously respect to what they have to do. So they obviously always cover up, just because it's respect for the country and stuff like that.
I
But
just feel
I
like it's
think
unsafe going in a latex bodysuit in 105-degree heat in the middle of the desert. I just feel like it's abuse to those women to have to do that.
yeah. But
100%.
I will say, and I hope I don't get a lot of heat for this, but honestly, I believe that the women deserve better, honestly.
Hashtag
Because
cancel Kong. He loves women. What is this guy doing? We only like dudes in here, man. Come on.
uh, no, I believe though that the women do deserve better than what they're given right now.
Oh yeah.
If you look at sometimes, because it's even said before from some of the men, sometimes the women matches are actually better than what the men deliver. So
That is
I
true.
mean, like, that should say something right there. I believe that they should give more opportunities to the women. It kind of defeats the purpose when they did the women's tag titles in NXT, and they just kind of did away with it, and it's just a solely main roster thing. I
They need
think
to work
that
on the women's tag division, and I think what would be
Yeah.
perfect to bring up is add on to the bloodline. You know those Samoan twins that have been going around? They're
Oh,
part
yeah.
of the bloodline. I got to see them when they wrestled a match in NWA, and they are good. They are really good. A couple, like a year in development for them, they would boost that tag division to, oh my lord, it'd be good.
Honestly, though, I would actually kind of like to see what a female version of the Bloodline would look like. I feel like that
It
would be
would.
so.
I think it would be really cool. I really do.
I,
But
who
like,
would fit in there? Because I was thinking maybe like Nia Jax. Obviously, I think she'll probably be like the leader of the group, probably.
Romina Reigns, Roman
Oh,
Reigns' female counterpart.
I would
We
say I would say Tamina. If they could just bring back Tamina just for
I think
that, I
she
think
should
that
be in a wise man role. I love Tamina, but Tamina she's getting up there in age, and she definitely can't move the way she used to.
Hey, first of all, let's not dog that. Look at Trish and Lita. They in their 40s and they still got it
Well,
strong.
Trish
Okay.
and Lita are as, and I'm not trying to. Tamina is not fat, but she's bigger. She's a bigger woman, so it's a lot harder for bigger people to move around as they get older. Trish is a small, petite woman who, and Tamina is a large Samoan woman, and Samoans, body-wise, are known to not move around the best when they get older.
But I would think Nia Jax, Tamina. So since she's married into it, I kind of would suggest Naomi
Oh yeah,
because
100% Naomi.
she's obviously married into, the bloodline. So
She is the bloodline now.
Yeah.
She's had the big gym, so
yeah. So I think that would be cool.
Yeah. But I gotta ask, what are your predictions? Do you think Naomi's gonna walk out of with a title at SummerSlam?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
The only reason why though is because this is Naomi's moment to really kind of shut that up. Because I've seen a lot of people out on Twitter and X and Instagram talking about how Naomi's kind of just really a placeholder for whoever's gonna.
Naomi should hold that title for a year, 100%.
Yeah. She
deserves it. Her character work. I never thought Naomi could get past that glow stuff. Her character work. Oh my lord, the laugh, everything about her is just perfect right now. I personally probably would have put the mid card title on her first, but I think pulling the trigger with that world heavyweight title, it's nice. I love it.
See, I'm going to be a little controversial here. I do see Naomi winning at SummerSlam. It's a no-brainer. I think Naomi deserves that spot. She needs to be in the center of the spotlight. Her character work, everything, has been chef's kiss for the longest fucking time.
Look at you making a good prediction, Baba.
I do think that Clash in Paris, whatever, Crown Jewel in Paris, whatever the fuck they're calling it right now, Stephanie Vaquera, you can't count her out.
That is true. They may pull the trigger on that.
And
I think if they do, Naomi goes psycho and probably goes for a mid card. Just right now, I feel like, I think SummerSlam, whatever happens at SummerSlam, if she gets a great pop, if people talk about it, she's keeping that title. But if it's quiet, we may see her losing to Vaquera.
I do think she drops it to Vaquera. I do. I don't want to say that her title reign should be cut that short, because that would give her 2 months, 2.5 months with the title. But it's like they're so high on Vaquera, and with good reason. I think it is like, if you're gonna call something 50-50, that is going to be 50-50.
Yeah.
But all three of us
are going Naomi. Now on to the last match. Actually, no, the second to last match. We have 3 more matches. Never mind, I didn't read. How about this? Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match. I think
Jacob, wholeheartedly
I'm going Solo, man. He has been on a run. He's been on a run, and I think he deserves it. I think Jacob makes the leap to more of a main event status, because the way Jacob's rolling right now, he is loved by the fans. He is very charismatic. He's a great person outside of the ring. He is getting set up to be the face of WWE, and I think Solo needs a little bit more time in that mid card to show off his charisma, because Solo lately has been amazing. The whole bloodline stuff. Jacob's losing because of the bloodline interfering, most likely, in my prediction, because that's just how the bloodline rolls. But Solo, I feel like, deserves it. His work from the brooding force to charismatic, his version of the head of the table, in air quotes, because we acknowledge our OTC in this building. But
OTC 2 or OG OTC?
there's more than one?
Yeah, bro. Roman's OTC 1 right now.
Yeah.
Oh. There's a lot happening right now. There's a lot happening right now, man. Don't you judge me. But no, I think Solo wins because, Bloodline goes in. But, where's Tama Tonga?
See,
I need to know.
I haven't been thinking so much of Tama Tonga. I've been thinking
If
about
I see him
Zilla.
start to climb that steel cage at SummerSlam and go, yeah, I'm marking out. I'm gonna love it. I think that would be the perfect way to have Jacob lose. Have the return of Tama Tonga, do his weird shit, at the top, push Jacob back in the ring, and then have Solo walk out. And then you just hear Jesse Ventura. They can walk out of the ring. You're supposed to go over the cage.
Honestly, I kind of just want to hear it just for one time. Just one night only. I just need to hear them say, bitch ass hoes and flaming Doritos. I just need that to be said.
I need it. It is, dude. Once they inevitably break off from the bloodline, those two, I think, are going to be gold. I think we're going to see a Tama Tonga card title. I think most likely Tongaloa is, I think, in due time, is going to take more of a managerial role for Tama Tonga.
Oh, 100%.
And I think, which he will be perfect as. If you get bitch ass hoes and flaming Doritos in a promo every week, people are gonna start saying it. And it's gonna get a pop. And people are gonna gravitate towards Tama Tonga. And Tama Tonga may never be a main event star, but he's gonna be the top of the mid card. He's gonna be that stepping stone for people to go to the main event. And I think it'll be perfect space for him. So I think all that's gonna happen. But after my tangent, I do believe Solo Sikoa is coming out with that win. And I think he deserves to come out with that win. And I think it boosts him. And I don't think it does much to hurt Jacob Fatu if, Bloodline goes in. Because, everyone who's ever been assaulted by the Bloodline wasn't really hurt by losing to that.
I respect that. Is that your final prediction?
Yes.
Kong, what's your final prediction?
Jacob.
I got Jacob too. Fuck you, Evans.
Fuck you. All right. The next match, ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking long about this. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are winning.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Next match.
It's not a match we need to talk about long. There's nothing really I want to talk about. There's no story to it. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are winning.
I think it's going to help plant the seed.
I think it's going to plant the seeds for the Judgment Day disbanding.
I do have Roxanne and Raquel.
Either that or they lied about the Liv Morgan injury and she's going to come back and get a little pissy.
The only reason why I'm sticking with Roxanne and Raquel is because I think with Liv Morgan being out for, they're saying about a year right now. I think Liv Morgan is going to be out for a while, but I think Raquel and Roxanne lose the titles upon a returning Liv Morgan. I don't think that's happening at SummerSlam. And again, I'm not dissing anybody's opinions or anything. I think the titles would be great on Charlotte and Alexa right now. But in my opinion, I feel like we're gonna take a deeper dive into Raquel and Roxanne Perez.
I think they need to give more of these tag team women gimmicks. There needs to be more gimmicky actual teams in this tag team women's division. And I think it was why I always believe the NXT women's tag team division was better than the main roster was because they made gimmicks weeks. Like Shotzi and Tegan Nox should have been stars in that tag team division. They should have put the titles on them right away and had them hold it and gave them stories and great matches. Because I remember watching a ladder match with Tegan Nox and Shotzi versus what's her name? It was Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, and that was one of the greatest women matches I've ever seen. It was a ladder match. They just need to give more gimmicks to these women so we can have actual women's tag teams and tag team matches, not just random women put together. That's why I'm very irritated at the Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss thing, but they're winning it. They're giving Charlotte her moment because they most likely said, you're losing to Tiffy, pick another title at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Because Charlotte Flair is going to get her moment. They're always going to get Charlotte Flair title when they want. I'm sorry, I'm done with my tangent.
I respect it. I respect it.
I'm ready for this next topic though a lot.
Are we going to Punk and Gunther?
I'm very excited about this next topic.
I got Punk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Listen,
but I got
boys.
Punk.
Listen, boys. Listen to my outlandish prediction. This is what is going to happen. Okay?
Hell.
Okay. This is going to happen. Punk is going to beat Gunther. Yes, he's going to beat Gunther. But then we are going to see Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed destroy the ever-living shit out of Punk, and we're going to watch Seth Rollins hobble down to that fucking ring and pin him. And then Breaker and Bronson Reed are going to do his dirty work like they would have done anyway when he held the title, because he wasn't going to wrestle every week with that title. He's done his time as a working champion. He's a heel now. He's not going to wrestle a lot. And I don't think his knee injury is as bad as he's putting it out. Sorry, I'm done with my tangent. But I do believe CM Punk's winning, and then we're going to Seth Rollins cash in. Or we're getting a Goldberg return, boys.
Oh, fuck Goldberg, dude.
Oh, dude.
Goldberg.
See, I have Punk winning on my end. I have been speculating. Wow, you know what? Fuck yourself. I do have Punk winning. I do think it's a possibility that Seth cashes in. But I think we're gonna hold off. I think Punk gets at least a month with the title. I think he goes on. I would say his first title defense, he wins, and then we get Seth Rollins cashing in. I feel like with so much speculation going on with Seth Rollins' knee injury, whether it's fake, whether it's real, whether he's out for a year, he's out for 3 months. I think everybody and their mother kind of has that idea of, oh, SummerSlam Night 1 can go off air with Rollins as World Heavyweight Champion. You're going to have that suspense there, and when it doesn't happen, you're going to be like, oh, fuck, he's injured, he's not returning until the Rumble, yada, yada, yada. You can go into Paris with the idea of, okay, Seth is obviously injured. If he was going to cash in, it was going to be at SummerSlam. Punk defeats whoever the fuck they have lined up for him within the next 2 defenses or so, and then we get that Seth Rollins cash in.
I just believe that they're pushing for Rollins versus Punk at Mania for the title, or Punk gets his moment at Mania. I think Punk winning at SummerSlam would be nice. Oh yeah, he's held a title. That's cool. Getting it cashed in right away would be the right move, because Punk versus Rollins at Mania would be the match of the night, quite honestly. Punk versus Rollins never disappoints. And, I think that's a type of match that needs to end at Mania. It needs that rivalry to end at Mania. And I think, just having Punk hold it for a little bit, I think dilutes that. It dilutes him wanting revenge on Seth Rollins and reigniting what's already a flaming hot rivalry. Those two despise each other. And I think it would just be a lot better to push it towards Mania, and that's really kind of what SummerSlam is for. It usually sets the seeds for next year's Mania, and I think that's what it's trying to do. And I think Rollins cashing in and doing that would be perfect.
I like that idea. I just feel I feel like Punk.
Fuck your feelings. I'm right.
Punk and Rollins has been going on for a minute.
And it's going to keep going on until WrestleMania because that brings money.
I do think there's a possibility it goes to Mania. Do I want to see it go to Mania? I'm iffy on it. That's just an opinion.
Alright, boys. I gave my opinion. You know what I think's happening. I need to get the hell to bed.
Okay. All right,
It
brother.
was fantastic speaking with you, Baba. It was fantastic seeing you, Kong. You look as beautiful as ever. You guys have a good night.
Absolutely. Have a good night, Evans. I will speak with you tomorrow.
Oh, you better.
All right. Later.
Later.
Now, Kong, what do you think?
I don't want to get too deep in this because I'm a diehard Punk fan and I always will be. But I think Punk has it in the bag. He just does.
I agree with you. I think Punk wins it. I do think that Punk gets that feel good. I mean, he lost in his first ever main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think this is the time for Punk to get that world title back after 12 years, 13 years. It's iffy on the spot. I don't disagree with Evans. I think the possibility of Rollins cashing in is there. On my end, I feel like they're going to hold off for another month.
Right.
But I do think the possibility is there for a Seth Rollins cash-in. I've also been playing with the idea of Naomi just cashed in on the World Heavyweight title. Right.
Right.
Do you think there's a possibility that Punk cashes, or not Punk, damn, Rollins cashes in for the Undisputed title?
I don't know, honestly. I think if he knows that Punk is going for Gunther, obviously we all know Punk and Rollins do not like each other inside and outside the ring. But I think he'll try to mess with him just so that way he'll get the championship.
I agree with you. I even with tampering with the idea of him cashing in for the Undisputed title, I don't think it's where they'll go.
Do you think, though, we could possibly, granted Seth Rollins has been Money in the Bank before, do you think we could see another heist of the century? Because he did one at WrestleMania. Could we possibly see another heist of the century?
I 100% think so. I think that's why in my head I want to play out the Money in the Bank contract and Seth's injury. Like, we all know that he's injured, but we don't know the extent of it at this point.
Yeah.
That's why I think if you play this out for another month, everybody and their mother is expecting him to cash in at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I think if you play it out for another month, you get another big moment like the heist of the century. He comes back, cashes in, wins the title. Everybody thought he was gone for a year. And you get that moment.
I think, to be honest, I think Saturday Night Main Event when Goldberg lost to Gunther, I think a lot of people thought that after the match, Seth was going to come out and I think take the championship from Gunther. But I think with that knee injury, that just kind of really set everything off. But either way, we're going to see a heist. Some sort of way. It doesn't matter if it's SummerSlam, Survivor Series, like anywhere. We're going to see a heist from Seth.
100%. Alright. We're coming to the close of the stream here pretty soon. Kong. Evans and I talked a little bit on it, not a lot, at the beginning of the live stream.
Okay.
We have gone through the SummerSlam card.
Hmm.
Let's talk about Hogan.
Oh Jesus.
Yes.
Okay. Have you given your thoughts about it or no?
I have partially.
Okay.
Do you want me to start with how I feel, or do you want to start with how you feel?
You. This is your live stream. I'm just a guest here, so you go ahead and you know share your part about it.
My part on it is Terry Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan the person can go fuck himself. That is me being brutally honest. I'm not going to dance over his grave though.
Oh yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of people listen. I'll say it straight. The black community have a right to hate Hulk Hogan. I am not going to tell people how they should feel about Hulk Hogan's death.
Yes.
Where I will say my part is if we are talking about Hulk Hogan the character, the guy that helped build the WWF, the WWF,
Hmm.
Hulk Hogan in the world of professional wrestling. If you take everything that Terry was and you put it to the side, as hard as that is, Hulk Hogan himself will be missed in the pro wrestling world.
Yes.
And this morning I woke up to a lot of people on X, I constantly want to call it Twitter,
Same boat.
celebrating over it. And like I didn't feel like I had to defend it. I didn't feel like I had to defend Hulk Hogan. I felt like I had to defend someone's death.
Right.
So like it wasn't Hulk Hogan in general, and I don't want people to get it twisted, because people do say things and they make mistakes. They make big mistakes. And sometimes they are unforgivable.
Yes.
But I feel that there shouldn't be a but. It's not a but. At the end of the day, I think dancing over someone's grave is a next level of disrespect.
Hmm.
So like I saw people saying, yes, rest in peace Hulk Hogan, you're a childhood hero and stuff like that. And then people digging into the person that was grieving.
Yes.
That I don't really stand with. Because, yeah, I mean, even like for you and I growing up, we didn't get prime Hulk Hogan. We got that Hulk Hogan that feuded with Shawn Michaels in the early 2000s, Randy Orton. So we never really got prime Hogan, but we still got the idea of Hulk Hogan. He was the guy. So I understand people grieving over it. A lot of it is like if you and I were to lose John Cena.
Oh Jesus! I didn't even want to think about that.
Exactly, but like I don't want to compare it there because Cena has never done anything remotely close to Terry has. But if you look at the character itself, it's kind of like looking at it that way, is the way that I want to say.
Yes.
That's my take on it, but I'd love to hear your take on it.
Well, first of all, I just want to say, for someone who defended the black community, thank you so much. Your work is appreciated. I'm not talking about Hulk. I'm talking about you. I just want to make sure.
Thank you.
For anybody that's watching, I'm not talking about Hulk. I'm talking about him. No. Ooh. It feels weird because it's coming from a black person about this whole entire thing.
Right,
given
which
the fact
I'm not going to
he's-
take any offense to or anything like that. I just want to know what you think. Like, I'm not going to look at... I just there's times where I feel like I need a better understanding rather than just thinking people are celebrating over a death.
Right. Okay. Because I had this conversation with my parents today about it. I think this is how I would say split the people, if that makes sense. You know, him as a wrestler, one of the greatest of all time, helped really elevate the pro wrestling, like you said. He really helped. It was like one of those building blocks to make wrestling, what it is. Everybody loved to see that Hulk Hogan leg drop coming from, miles away. When he body slammed Andre the Giant, if I'm not mistaken, everybody cheered for that. The pop was enormous. Him as a wrestler, like I said, was amazing. One of the all-time greats. We got so many different versions of Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, So, yes, him as a wrestler, he will dearly be missed, and I'm getting my condolences out to the family and everything. But him as a person, that's a whole different thing. I don't have no hate in my heart to where obviously I don't know him personally, but from the things that was said, there's a whole bunch of audios of him, saying the N-word and stuff like that. That's something that should not have been said, period, honestly. When you're in the public figure, this is just coming from, someone that's just basic, I feel like when you're in the public figure, you really have to watch what you say, because people can take that offensively and take it the wrong way. But when you go on radio shows, or if you go on podcasts and stuff like that, and you just throw the N-word around like it's a free sample, you're gonna get in trouble, and you're gonna be hated, by people, because it's not right what you do and it's not right what you say. But the one thing that I will say is that I'm not going to beat around the bush. He did pass away and everything, but I'm not going to be one of those people where I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, he died, let's all celebrate. No, that is obviously a human being. Granted, he did some poor choices in his life, but that is a human being just like the rest of us. And it's sad for the wrestling world that has happened. But that's how I feel about it, honestly. That's the best way I could possibly put it.
I agree with you. I do want to put my condolences out there, because he was a husband, he had kids. I do want to wish them all well.
Yes.
And as for wrestling fans, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Hulk Hogan will never be forgotten as a wrestler. I understand everybody's beliefs and where they stand on Hulk Hogan as a person. But as for his family and his loved ones, friends, so on, I do hope they have people to talk to about it, and maybe the community. Again, I'm not going to tell people how to feel, but maybe take into consideration that there are people out there that did know Terry a little bit more personally than we did. And he was family to them, and they are grieving right now. So maybe now's not the time to do it. If you wanted to talk to someone personally about how you really feel about Terry, do so. Nobody's going to stop you.
I will say, do you think tomorrow they'll probably do a tribute show to him? Or they're probably just going to do, and I know this is going to sound horrible, but they've done this before, they'll just acknowledge the fact that he passed away, and then they'll just kind of do away with it afterwards? But do you think we'll possibly see a tribute show?
I honestly, I think we get one of those video packages. I think we discuss it at the beginning of the show. We get
Yeah.
the toll of the bells, but I don't think they're gonna make the entire show about it. I feel like it's a very hot topic right now, whether you loved Hogan or you hated Hogan. That it would be a little bit too controversial to at least the internet world, um, for it to be based around the entire show.
Right.
Um,
Honestly, the last time though that we saw an actual tribute show,
it was for Bray and Terry Funk, right? I'm pretty sure
did
it
they
was
have a
for.
tribute show for Terry?
Yeah, because they did the tolling of the bells at the beginning of SmackDown for Bray and Terry, and then they did the hardcore match. I can't remember who was involved in it, but they did the Terry Funk hardcore match.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it wasn't like the whole show, but like I would say a good portion of the show they made sure to send their condolences to Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt for that show.
I did think though that every match that was on that card that day was in tribute to Bray Wyatt. Obviously, it was a sad time and it's still hard, because Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk were amazing people. But I feel like every match though was a tribute match to Bray.
100%. We had that whole thing with Eric Rowan returning.
Yes.
Talking about Bray Wyatt still gets me all teary eyed. I miss the fuck out of that dude.
He
Like,
was so amazing.
like that's again. This is I constantly go back and forth about it, but he's one of those dudes where you can look at him as an in-ring worker and you can be like he was phenomenal, and you can look at Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, and be like he was a down to earth, just he was a beautiful human being. Like all around to the wrestling world, he was phenomenal, and in real life, he was just a phenomenal human being.
I remember the day that I had found out that Bray had passed away. I was on my way home and I had just stopped at the convenience store to like go give me like a drink or something. And I get a text from my mom and she just texted me and I just read the word Bray Wyatt died and I freaked out because I thought my initial reaction was I thought it was a joke. Like I thought somebody was like doing one of those hoaxes where they try to fake a celebrity death because that happens quite often than you think.
Right.
And so I remember I called my mom and I was like, "Are you serious? Like this has to be some sort of rib. Like can't be serious about it." But no. Then I looked on X. No, it was still Twitter at the time, I think.
Yeah.
And I looked and my feed was just flooded with RIP Bray Wyatt. And like I didn't want to cry at that moment and I'm still holding the tears because I don't want to cry thinking about it. But it was just such a heartbreak in that moment because he was one of those people where when you saw him on the screen, you just gravitated toward him. His deliverance for everything that he did just spoke volumes. And for obviously the wrestling promotion that we have, a lot of my ideas came from Bray Wyatt.
Right.
So for my character, for those of you who don't know anything yet about my character or have watched the first episode, my character is a dark character, but majority of my ideas came from Bray, such as like the laughing and the scariness and stuff like that. All that was like Bray Wyatt. So I kind of wanted to incorporate some of his skills into what I'm doing and just putting my own twist on it. But yeah, it's a very sad thing when you when we lose, people like celebrities and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I don't want to cry about Bray. Let's
Brother, I completely understand. When I got the news, it was, see, mine wasn't exactly like you're finding out. Mine was straight up like I got an ESPN notification. It was like 7 at night. I was on the clock at work, and I had, normally I don't pull out my phone too often at work, but I pulled it out, and instantly, dude, like I'm around, I work in a kitchen, so like, you know how kitchen staff is. What you hear about kitchen staff is what you get with kitchen staff.
yeah,
I started bawling my eyes out, and of course my friend walks up to me and he's like, "What's your fucking problem?" And I'm like, I felt like I lost one of my family members. Like, Bray Wyatt had that type of impact on me, just from being an on-screen character, like, which is a wild thing to think about at times. Which is why I understand, like, again, this is kind of off topic, but people get really into books, and they get like so invested into a character, and when they're reading the book and that character dies, they feel that emotion like they lost a family member.
yeah,
Like, it's a weird concept, but it's not at the same time. Um, at the end of the day, death sucks.
yes,
It does suck. Um, at the end of the day, people are gonna love or hate you. There's nothing that you can do about that. Um, but in times like these, just remember that people are hurt, they are grieving, and make sure to reach out to those that are hurting.
right.
But,
I
Kong,
do. What's that?
I'll let you say what you're gonna say first.
Oh, I didn't even remember what I was gonna say.
Okay, I am gonna end the stream there.
All right.
As for that, I hope you guys did enjoy today's stream. If you're watching the rerun on the YouTube channel, make sure to hit that like button. I appreciate the engagement. I just want to build a community of wrestling fans that can talk without fighting all the time. I love you all so very much. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.